Ciao, little brother.
How come you're still here?
It's just that you get so upset whenever I don't come and say goodbye to you.
You came for the money, of course, huh?
Yeah.
Petruno, write him a check for 500,000 lira. For the cement, huh? And be careful.
You got no worry.
See.
Ciao.
Well, Fiorito?
As I said, it's mainly a matter of principle. For everybody's good, naturally. Construction in Sicily is much more than work groups, building materials, and such. It's a field that's unbelievably rich with prospects. And the way in which you approach your work could lead to some dissent. And so, it would be our opinion that you give it up.
Look, when I was in the States, in Brooklyn, I heard a lot about this.
Your friendship with Don Peppino is very important. To him as well as you. You wouldn't want to hurt it.
There's nothing I'd like better. But I, Antonino Marchesi, intend to do things in my own way, and under conditions that I personally find more convenient.
You know, of course, this could hamper you. Signor Marchesi, I'll let you know Don Peppino's answer by tomorrow.
Please give him my respects. Has my brother left?
Yes, Signor Antonio. By the way, there were 2 telephone calls. Dante Geraci about that land.
What did he say?
He's going to accept.
Good. One by one, they're starting to wake up. Nicola, call your brother. I want him as well as Sarah Rubino to get over here right away.
How come? You think there's any...
Just do as you're told.
That was your answer from Don Peppino. say, Marchese? Where were you? There were 3 men done in. 3 men murdered right in front of your very eyes. And you don't know anything. Do you really expect me to believe that?
There are certain moments, Inspector, when one becomes confused. It all happened like in a flash.
And doesn't it seem strange you were the only one left alive after all that?
The bullets, as you know, hit wherever they hit. They just happened to miss me.
What about that cut on your face?
Oh, that happened when I threw myself down. I hit myself on the corner of the desk.
Marchese, in the past, did you ever have any pressure put on you? I mean, threats?
Pressures? Threats? Oh, what kind of threats? I'm a man who minds his own business.
Sure, you're a model citizen. But they worked for you. And those 2 were killed in your office. And they were armed. Yes, I know. They had permits for those weapons. But don't try to say those 2 weren't your bodyguards, Marchese.
Bodyguards? Why should an honest businessman need bodyguards? I mind my own business. I pay taxes. And have always been on the right side of the law. Those men just came to me looking for employment.
2 men carrying guns? I don't buy that.
So you don't know anything, huh? Thanks, you've been most cooperative. All right, have him sign the statement.
And if the altar of our church is to be more beautiful, we owe it to the incredible generosity of our beloved brother, Don Peppino Scalise, to whom we offer our heartfelt gratitude and our warmest thanks. Won't you say a few words, Don Peppino?
Please, Don Peppino. They want to hear you.
Oh,
Don
please,
Peppino.
yes, won't you?
Just a couple of
Come on,
words.
stand up. You know you want to.
Come on, you've got to. That's better. You see,
Yeah,
I know
he's
what he
just
cooks.
shy.
You all know I'm not a talker. Thank yous never end, but you were too good. I don't deserve it. One more word. I'd like to assure you all of one thing. I know my business affairs usually keep me in the city. But nevertheless, my heart stays here in San Vito, with you. Grazie. Grazie.
Margarita? I'll be right there. What is it? Isn't the champagne ready?
What damn fool.
Look at the kid. Poor Roberto. I know he didn't do it on purpose. That's all right, Rita.
Viene qua, white little rascal.
No, please, you mustn't scold him. No. I know he didn't mean any harm. He's a good boy. Our little
See what a
fluffy
heart
dear.
of gold he has.
Here, take this, all right?
Grazie.
Bye.
Smart little fella.
I'm very sorry, Padre, but I must go now.
Don Peppino, the children are just going to start singing a song in your honor, written just for you.
I can hear it from my study. Speaking about the children, Father, they're dressed very badly. Let's look better. You might find out about new clothes.
Ah, the good Lord bless you, Don Peppino.
Well, Fiorito,
We taught him a big lesson. He's afraid of us. He'll talk. But only to you directly. A uomo a uomo.
well then, where's this man-to-man meeting to take place?
The hill behind Punta Rossa. Tomorrow morning at 11:30.
Guarantee?
Himself. Alone and unguarded. He said it should be enough guarantee even for you.
Balls he's got. All right. I'll do it. Just a minute. Would you mind sending me Tootie? Paolo, put me through to His Excellency. Tell him that Don Peppino would like to talk to him. Don Peppino Scalise.
Brother.
Dirty, rotten bastards.
Let's go back. He was not a man of honor. Oh, Johnny.
Huh?
Let's go first to Danino's. Their ice cream's better than anyone else's.
There you are. That's everything we've been able to find out up to today.
Just the same. Not a whole lot. I expected it, though.
You know, I don't mind admitting it. I'm glad they're transferring me out of
I
here,
bet.
you know?
Big help you are.
What have I got to do with it? It's your baby now. You're the one who has to be transferred, Lamana. As far as I'm concerned, you were stupid to come back down here. What the hell made you do it? You were doing so well in Torino.
Oh, family, home. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah? Well, look, your homesickness has already telephoned twice this morning. And I don't think she's a member of your family.
That's another subject. How about you? Where are you being sent?
To Rome, right to the Ministry of the Interior. Easy street from now on. Come in. Ah, thank you, Turisi. Inspector Lamana, this is Maresciallo Turisi. He'll work directly under you from now on.
Ettore Laman.
My pleasure, sir.
You can count on him for everything in every way. He's absolutely irreplaceable.
Who could live up to that?
Well, we better go, huh? Let the old man give you the welcome lecture.
look at this. Does that seem about right to you?
Okay. You put the pill where you think it should be.
Okay.
You're a good boy. I know I can trust you. Keep this for me.
What do you want me to do with it?
I'll explain later. Has the death certificate for my brother been fixed yet?
No trouble. The doctor was happy to oblige. Now, my favor was a medical certificate, but don't forget that man killed my brother Johnny.
Don't worry. You're in on this, okay?
When, no?
Soon. Very soon.
And so?
He blinked and looked around the room, joined his hands as if in prayer, and said, Signorina Vitale, I feel you must be insane.
Well, considering the source, that's pretty funny.
Oh, a woman who wants to teach in Italy better be crazy.
My dear, it's sinful, frightful, appalling. Sex education to a group of children 11 and 12? Heavens, do you think I'm running a place of ill repute?
I suppose that did it.
But fast. It's incredible. The birds and the beasts are a crime to them. The domain of the devil. It's like living in the Middle Ages. So I guess I go back to my rose garden and walking my dog on the lonely afternoons.
Is that all you can think of?
Well, well, well. Look who's here. When did you get into town?
A few hours ago. I was going to call you tomorrow. Giovanni Lo Turco, a boyhood friend of mine. Signorina Rosanna Vitale.
I'm honored. So you decided to return to the fold, huh? Oh, by the way, I heard of your great success in Torino. Bravo. You really swept it clean.
I was only doing my duty.
So I gather. How about here? Are you hoping to,
Yes, if I have to.
Of course. You're right, yes. We have a great need of men like you. Come and see me in my office tomorrow.
Certainly.
We can talk of old times. Signorina?
You've known him long?
Since the age of 2. He had a job as an errand boy, working for my dad. Then became a lawyer on his own, and then politics.
Now he's an important man mixing with other important men.
Oh, really? Who are they?
There's one. Sitting next to him over there across the room. Don Peppino Scalise. Factories, land, you name it.
Peppino Scalise. How do you know?
Does that mean anything to you?
Scalise. Scalise. I believe a certain Peppino Scalise was working in New York many years ago. Something rotten. If it's the same one, he was in a family argument and lost a leg.
It must be the very same one. He's missing a leg, too.
Strange.
That's the new inspector there.
Let's go.
I'll write the address down so you don't forget it, all right?
just stay right behind him. Don Peppino wants to see you.
Where's Don Giuseppe?
He sent you this message.
Come back, you!
Presto, Gianni.
Please, be careful, won't you?
Oh, I'll be all right. Don't worry. Where could I have put that little agenda?
Here it is. We found it in Marchese's car. It's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. I'd been looking for an address for Signor Marchese, but then I guess I mislaid it. I must have, yeah.
Then you were there, in Marchese's car.
Oh, yeah, sure. I already told you I had to bring my car to the mechanic, and Signor Marchese was nice enough to give me a lift in his.
Where did he leave you?
Via Ruggero Settimo.
Yes, come in. Ah, what is it, Marisha?
Inspector, I found it.
The mechanic has confirmed your story.
Yeah.
What time did he pick it up?
He's pretty vague on the time, but it may have been about, 7:30.
All right. The murder took place around 4:30 p.m. Suppose we say he dropped you 30 minutes before. Now we don't know where you were until 7.
But it was early. I've been told my car wouldn't be ready for hours yet, so I went to see a movie. I even got the ticket in my pocket. There you are.
Right. What was the film?
A Western.
You remember it okay?
Sure. I saw it twice. I know it by heart.
Listen, Signor Federici, you're a good man, honest. Without a record. 5 men were killed this last week, men who worked with and for you. A word from you. Just one little word, and maybe our men might be able to start in. Instead of sitting.
A man can't say what he doesn't know.
You're married, Federici.
Yes. And I have a son.
It makes it all a bit clearer, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
You were born in San Vito, weren't you? Family been there long?
Generations.
And you must know Don Peppino Scalise.
As a boy, I did, yeah. Now I just say good morning. We almost never see each other, in fact. I'm only a poor man.
I know who minds his own business. I'd like to meet one man in Sicily who doesn't. Now, where were you the night of those first killings? Safe at home in bed?
At the port. Everybody saw me. I had to meet a ship that was in.
Orlando's in San Vito. Don't forget, he knows me. And boy, he knows you.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that, Don Peppino. He wouldn't speak.
You're right. When he was arrested, he didn't say a word. All that I know. But tomorrow, he's a little hot-headed. Leans to the left.
Yeah, but then he was a kid, but he's married now. And he's got a little boy. He knows how to keep out of trouble.
Conscience is a terrible thing. Terrifying. Johnny, you were in New York with me. You know what the score is there. Just tell the boy what he might have expected if he'd made that mistake there.
They take him onto the Brooklyn Bridge and let him practice diving. A Brody he ain't.
6 bullets into a body that was probably dead after the first 2. And not one small shot for someone who could turn out to be a witness.
Bad. It's a shame about Orlando. Fool.
Johnny.
Yeah?
It's better if you fix it.
Mauro, figlio mio. Luciana.
Nice to see you again.
And you too.
Shall I get you something to drink?
Yes, dear, that would be very nice. Well, how was the trip, huh?
Couldn't have been better.
Good, good.
All the way from Rome in just over 9 hours.
You must both be pretty tired, huh?
Oh, no. That car you gave me drives real easy, let me tell you.
How about you, my dear? Did you like Rome?
Oh, yes. Very much. But there's too much traffic. I could live there very happily. All those great shops, you know. The Colosseum, Castel San Angelo, St. Peter's.
Yes, I know, but those are things of the past, and we're interested in the future. By the way, you saw Signor Antonini. What did he say to you?
When I told him I was your son, he just about did somersaults. He introduced me to some big senators and deputies. I gather he's got lots of influence.
He does. Luciana, my dear, would you go find out what's happened to Mama?
Of course.
I could eat a couple of horses. Don't forget, son. Only in the bedroom are women our equals. And maybe our betters. All right, what did Antonini advise?
Well, I'd have to begin here first. 2 or 3 years here at the party headquarters. Then he'll take care of getting me transferred to Rome. Then, at the next election, I'm on the list. The question of votes he leaves up to you.
That's no problem. They'll be there, I guarantee it. 5,000 or 6,000, I'd guess. He'll go to the lower house, spend some time there, then the Senate. Then minister, maybe Secretary of State.
Papa, I'm not even a deputy yet.
You will be. And more than that, too, I can tell you.
All right, everybody, sit down. Mauro, I made spaghetti with sardines just for
Mother's
you.
home cooking,
Come on.
yes, son?
Mama.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Annunziata. I never said a word, and they know it. Ciao.
Come by the police station sometime in the morning, Mario. There's a bit of work for you to do.
How about 8:45?
Oh, that's
Quarter to
fine.
9, then?
Captain!
I'll be there, Captain.
Hold on.
Captain, there's been another murder.
Where?
Below the pass.
This web of theirs grows every day. They're into construction, finance, politics. The amount involved is staggering.
But their methods have remained the same, sir.
Worse, more violent. Sit down. If there's an inconvenient witness, he's simply made to disappear.
Right, as they did with Federici. Can you fill me in on Don Peppino Scalise?
Huh. I was expecting that question. A good, honest citizen. He was a long time over in New York, and 14 years ago he returned, made a fortune in oranges. Now he's one of the biggest men in Sicily. His few serious business rivals respect him like everybody else.
Yes, but don't forget, there was a report
He'd lost his leg in a gunfight? Nonsense. He lost that leg through a crash in an automobile on Long Island. The doctor's certificate was most explicit. You know they don't miss a thing.
Don Peppino?
So far, you've only been on duty in the north, and with top results. It's a bit different here, though, as I'm sure you've already discovered. At any rate, you have a perfectly free hand to proceed. Remember what I told you. Oh, Signor Scalise, what a pleasure. What can I do for you?
A small favor that only you have the power to grant, Signor Questore.
I'll be glad to, Don Peppino. I'm at your service. Just come into my office, won't you?
He was fond of hunting, wasn't he? I remember now.
That's right.
Pretty kid. What's your name? What's his name?
Bruno.
Living image of your father. Well, I hope that when you have grown, the world will have changed, and a man will be able to speak his mind without any. Because, unfortunately, your husband knew just about everything, and knowing at times can be dangerous, capisci? It's best for everyone, Signora, if we keep our mouths shut. Anyway, as I was saying, Don Peppino said, why don't you go to Donna Annunziata and give her this? He was very fond of your husband. He said it's not much, I know that. But he also said she must count on me for anything. He has a heart of gold, that Don Peppino. Well, I've done the little I could do. And I'll be going. Arrivederci, Donna Annunziata. Ciao, Bruno.
Who talks? Nobody. Who might? Nobody. A good man is a man who's quiet.
Well, I know you're not saying that's fine with you.
Do you really want to know what I do on my job? I'm as big a pest as possible. I annoy honest gentlemen who want to get their hunting licenses honestly, pets without muzzles. Oh, and the Lord help anyone who spits on the sidewalk if I'm there. I'm very good at patrolling one-way intersections. Summing it up in as few words as possible, I'm the living proof of an impotent police force.
Marechal.
I'd even tell the President of the Republic. Let him just ask. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, what do we do? Just wait around. There's nothing much happening this morning. It's all part of the job. They'll keep you waiting half your life.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to wait all morning.
Yeah, I knew we would. Hey.
Good morning, Inspector.
Good morning.
Have any statement to make?
Are you working
on
No,
an
I'm
arrest?
sorry. I have nothing to tell you at the moment.
Yeah, but you must be here for a reason.
Hold it.
What is it?
What makes you think that? Look, boys, I haven't got a thing. If I would, I would have told you.
All right,
Come on,
boys,
easy
that's
there.
fine.
All
I'll
right.
come back
Anyway.
later, please. Huh?
He's got nothing to say. I guess we're going to be here till midnight.
Could be.
Well, what do you think? Should I call the paper and see what we're supposed to do?
Sure. Might as well.
I'd like to
Wouldn't
get
hurt.
out of this.
Signora Federici, do you know why your husband was murdered?
Look at these. Look at them. You see? That's what they did to him. And that man was your husband. By now you must realize what these men are capable of. And by not speaking, you are every bit as guilty of the murder of your husband as the killer is.
I guess the widow's getting the treatment, huh?
Signora Federici, I'm asking you for the last time. Your husband was known as a gentleman. He was a man of his word. As a tribute to his memory, tell me who killed him. Who are the murderers? You know.
I know nothing about it.
I've tried to help. That's all. You can go now. It's phony. It's impossible. She knows. I know damn well she does.
How about it, sir? Anything to say now?
Developments?
Did the woman talk yet?
I can only say that the widow of Orlando Federici knows who killed her husband.
Did she give you any names?
All in good time.
Thanks a lot, Inspector.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Hope to hear from you soon.
Have you gone cuckoo?
Maresciallo.
But, Inspector, you don't seem to realize that what you just said could be the death sentence of that woman.
Put her under surveillance. Around the clock.
Would you like a drink?
Yeah, thanks.
It's sure not like Torino, where I used to spend all day cooped up at home waiting for you.
You came into my life at a busy time.
What are we doing tonight?
I don't know. Any ideas?
Oh, I thought we might go to see the... Orlando Federici's widow could put the police on the track of the killers. Police Inspector Lamana, in charge of the case, states that the woman admits to knowing who killed her husband and will tell all. If that's true, then that...
It's not 100%. But you know how those reporters are. Always willing to embroider a bit to increase circulation.
They might kill that poor woman. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I've thought about it. But I have no choice. I've put her under police protection. Constant surveillance.
Scalise, yeah. Ah, it's you. Yeah. I read it, too. But it might be a... I'm afraid I'm not able to explain this minute. I'll phone early tomorrow. Yes, Rome, the usual number. Yes. No. Don't worry. Yes, it's gonna be all right. Yeah. Va bene, buonanotte.
Scarica mi
Maresciallo, I remember the names of those men. Turi Nanisco, Johnny De Salvo. And the man that ordered it is Don Peppino Scalise. Maresciallo, giustizia voglio.
What reason could I possibly have to be lying? You understand, I'm a father too, and I'd give my own blood if it would bring that poor little boy back to life again. My sworn oath is that Turi Nanisco was at my house all that morning and afternoon. He had lunch with us. He's an honored guest, always.
I'm known here, if I may say so, Your Honor, as a man of my word, and I swear DeSalvo was with me that day.
After all, Your Honor, the boy's father was my good friend.
Why, it's a vicious slander against a good man like him, Your Honor. A kind man like Don Peppino, who loves children more than anyone. Why, with his own money, he built a home for orphans.
I ask you, gentlemen of the jury, not to be misled by witnesses who are too glib to be believed, because you know in your hearts you must return the only possible verdict, guilty as charged. I ask for Giuseppe Scalise, for Turi Nanisco and Johnny DeSalvo, 30 years at hard labor.
In the name of the people of Italy, according to Article 479, paragraphs 2 and 3 of the Penal Code of the Republic, this court hereby absolves Johnny DeSalvo and Salvatore Nanisco of the charges due to insufficient evidence on the part of the prosecution. And as for Giuseppe Scalise, no crime has been established.
Yes, I understand, of course. But at this moment, your resignation, as far as I am concerned, just means knuckling under and admitting our total incapacity.
Signor Questore, I remind you that a 4-year-old child has been killed. For our incapacity, that is. And we stand here calmly talking the situation over. I tell you, it turns my stomach. I refuse to go on with this farce.
I do agree with you, but I must stick to the letter of the law, you see. I'm positively shackled. What can I do?
But we know who's responsible. We must try and do something.
I want to help you. Lamanna, why don't you take a month off? During which time you'll do exactly as you see fit. Look around. Dig in. I'm on your side. You have my full support.
Yes, we would be much obliged. It's the Monsignor, the Cardinal's secretary.
Monsignor? Buongiorno. Sì, Peppino Scalise. Oh, it's quite an honor. Bene. Thank you. Thank you, Monsignor. Yes, and please, be so good as to tell His Eminence that he must count on me for everything. Thank you very much indeed. Goodbye, Monsignor.
Don Peppino, everyone has called. The family wants to congratulate you.
All
the
right.
whole family.
Leopoldo, you were saying...
Regarding the airport, no problems.
And the price?
Don Peppino, don't worry. At my price, of course.
Fine. Push it through as fast as you can. I don't think we can expect any more trouble. As far as construction in the earthquake area, I'll look after the licenses myself. There's been too much time lost.
It's been terribly difficult without your help, Don Peppino.
I know. But anyhow, get back to your work. I've taken charge again, and I can assure you that everything's going to be the way it should. Nobody's going to have any more worries. That's all.
Alfio Sorge is waiting outside.
What does he want?
He says he's very sick and that what you're giving him isn't enough anymore.
So what can I do? Does he think I'm running some sort of benevolent aid society here? What? Yeah. Un momento, per favore. You take care of him, will you? Give him a little money, but let him know he's becoming a bit of a nuisance, huh? Buongiorno, Senator. Peppino Scalise. Yes, thanks. I spoke just now with him. Well, he would like to see you a minute. Well, where? Whatever you say.
Don't stand there. Sit down.
Hey, Don Peppino.
Don Pepino's very busy. And you know he doesn't like to be disturbed.
Huh. How am I to see him, then? He's not going to visit me.
You know perfectly well what's happened, Sorge. Don Pepino was away, through no fault of his own. However, for the time being, he said to give you this.
So that's all. That's my thanks for everything I've done.
I'm sure. Believe you're going to Rome. You might have a look at that little matter I mentioned. Oh, of course. Promotion, that's a good idea. Well, that could be, yes. They have a funny saying down here. When it's very hot, any kind of bug will bite you.
I believe in helping the law. Only what more can I do?
Telling a packet of outright lies to you means helping the law?
Now you look. You mustn't come into my house and speak to me that way. If I wasn't so mild-mannered and easygoing, I'd make a certain telephone call. How about lunch? Rosa, us men are starving. Come on. Put another plate on the table. If our guest would like, he's invited to have a plate of spaghetti with us.
Will you?
No, thank you.
What did he want?
How would I know? If you could have seen how that man looked at me, Rosa. But put that plate on the table anyhow. Ciao, Turi.
Signor Dante Geraci, is he here?
Yes, he's at home. Come in.
Thanks.
Antonio Marchesi was the man who paid the best, the most money. So we talked with him.
Yes, but why did you and everyone else decide to sell such fertile land? Didn't you always have good harvests? I guess there was pressure of some kind.
Pressure? What do you mean, pressure? No pressure, no. I'm an old man, you know. And the fields need young arms to run them. And fruit orchards and livestock as well. I'm happy retired. And besides, better little money in good health than lots of money dead.
And by giving in, you stay alive, right?
No, I already told you, Inspector. Marchesi was the one who paid the most, you know. A man of his word. It was worthwhile.
He was forced to offer more to keep ahead of the others who were interested?
As if I should know.
Then what happened?
Well, you know what happened after that, Inspector. Marchesi died, poor man.
No. He was killed, if you want to know.
Whatever it was means exactly the same thing. He's dead.
So after that, everyone hurried off to sell their land to another company, only this time prices were much lower. Matter of fact, ridiculously lower than Marchesi's company. Now this other one. According to my information, the owner is called Don Giuseppe Scalise.
Scalise? I'm afraid my memory isn't what it used to be.
But do you realize the land's value is almost the triple of what was actually paid? And all you property owners know perfectly well. And knowing it, pardon my language, but you men were shafted. You took it up your moldy asses. Any complaints? Hell no. Why would you do it if you weren't afraid? Go on. Why?
What do you want from me, Inspector? Supposing I was a bit afraid a time or two, eh? I'm not going around with a brand new load of bravery now. And by the way, you being here in my house isn't any too good for my health either.
In that case, I better go. So you can stay alive.
Don't be angry, Inspector. Excuse me if I don't walk you to the door. I'm old. Adolorata. Adolorata. Show the Inspector out. Gesù Giuseppe Maria. A fellow ought to do whatever the hell he wants. Oh, suppose I might like it. I mean, being shafted like the man says. Or I'll be screwed anyway.
Hey, Inspector. Pretty bad roads we got here in Sicily, huh?
Yeah, they can be real dangerous.
A man should go very, very slow around these parts. If not, there's a good chance he'll break his neck. You gotta be real careful.
Guess it's just as well that hay wagon overturned when it did. I mean, you were really very lucky, Inspector. Well, this time you were.
Ah, surprise. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't get here any sooner.
What happened to you?
Just a scratch. The line of work.
Well, you're here now. I was beginning to think that you'd forgotten. Sit down.
Thank you.
And if I hadn't called you... Anyway, you're here now. That's all that matters. Ettore, this past month, while you were away, I heard some news about you through a friend of mine. In short, to get right down to it, as soon as the next meeting of officials takes place, and it'll be very soon, you're going to be promoted. Chief Inspector of a big city up north. What do you say? Well, what is it? You almost look like you're offended.
I thank you very much. But I refuse.
You refuse? Why?
My first reason, I requested the transfer to Sicily, which is my home. Second, I've never been terribly partial to these sudden spurts in a man's career. And third, because of a small but very important problem, which I absolutely must put to rights. In fact, it's on my mind to the complete exclusion of any personal interest.
Yes, I see. Only now, frankly, I don't think it's best for you. A word of advice. Please drop it now. Life here is too difficult, Ettore. You must think more about your future. It might be dangerous if you go on. Let it go. There are certain things you'd be wiser to overlook.
I'll return the favor by giving you a little advice, if I may. If I were you, I'd stop seeking certain company.
Hey, look, that's what's his damn name. We wanted the other one.
Yeah, I know.
Good morning, Inspector. Maresciallo Turisi told you that...
That you wanted to speak with me, yeah. Well, I'm listening. You're Alfio Sorge.
4 arrests, and I was never convicted. I hope the Maresciallo mentioned
I
that,
couldn't
too.
care less about that. I'm just interested in hearing what you have to tell me.
I might have a little proposition. Something that could be a help. To put certain men in jail, so they'll stay locked up. You must want that too, don't you?
Enough stalling, Sorge.
Hold on. I'm not a man who lies, or an informer for the police. But they did me wrong, and they shouldn't have.
Who were they?
One thing at a time, eh?
Come on, what are you after?
I want you to get me a passport under a false name, and an airplane ticket. One way to Lebanon.
And if I help you?
Documentation specific about Scalise. Proof of his association with other big names and their illegal business deals together. Big ones, that's what you get. Big ones. Much more important than that. It's their fault, this cough, the bastards. Ones like me. Are murdered, stabbed in the back. Oh, they bleed us and let us rot.
If you've got them, you may as well hand them over. I'm more than...
Oh, thanks, Inspector. Me fall like a kid for that stuff? Nah, I spent too many years in between you and them like a clapper and a damn bell. No more thanks. My passport comes first.
And how am I to know that...
Know what? That I'll deliver? Look, I want to get out of this place. Anyway, you've had a failure already. A second try could work for you. It might not. But it's worth a try, at least. Huh?
Could be. Very well, you'll hear from me through Maresciallo Turisi.
You've done everything you could. Why do you have to go on risking your life like this? It seems absurd.
No, Rosanna. It's too big. I've got to. For no other reason than to do something for that woman, her son and her husband. God, I'd like to get those bastards.
Yes, I'm aware of all that. But I'm afraid. If anything happens to you, won't you stop for me?
You ought to know what my job is, Rosanna. Have you made a bad choice? At any rate, this is something I know I have to do. I'm sorry I don't have the time to walk you up. I'll be working until pretty late.
Some kind of Formula One driver for Capitano.
He's still in coma. Blood pressure's 80/60.
Keep an eye open. I guess we could run another electrocardiogram.
His pulse is weakening fast. I don't think he's gonna make it.
Well. Continuous check, nurse. Should the patient worsen, notify me right away.
Of course, Doctor.
I've done everything you asked me to.
Thank you. Does that include the little shootout that took place on the docks last night?
Don't worry about it. You see, Hello? Well, of course, he's right here. Just a minute. It's Maréchal Turisi.
What is it, Maréchal? What? A collapse? When? I'll be over in a minute. Sarge's in the hospital.
Oh, Doctor.
Yes?
The patient's out of his coma. Another transfusion?
Better ask Dr. Bianchi.
Those bastards.
Well, we don't need these anymore. They took care of sending him on a trip themselves. Obviously, they found out what Sorge was about to do. Well, Inspector, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to finish this for good. If I have to strangle 10 men barehanded.
Yeah, he's like some damn fly over a... you know what I mean, Don Pepino. He buzzes and circles around. You try to squash it and it flies away. How about then? When you least expect it, zap, he bites you.
He was in San Vito yesterday, too.
What the hell for?
The usual, he's a cop. Being a nuisance, questions all the time.
Don Pepino. If you'd let me done what I wanted to, he wouldn't be around.
No. He's a policeman. He's dangerous. Don't forget that policeman that was murdered in Agrigento. No.
And what are we supposed to do? We might wait till he finds another Alfio Sorge. He just about made it with this one.
If you don't mind my saying so, I have an idea, Don Pepino.
How come your husband kept all these papers here in the house?
Antonino Marchesi trusted him, Inspector. They worked together very often. At night, he'd come home from work. That man loved work. He'd pick up Bruno, sit down and look over the accounts. And all for nothing.
Did your husband have a safe deposit box?
No.
Are you sure of that? Just think it over, huh? The Banco di Sicilia in Castelvetrano.
No. But now that I think about it, I remember. He mentioned Castelvetrano. It was with Antonino Marchesi, and he said something about Banco di Sicilia. Does that mean anything to you?
It might, all right.
That's better. Now let's have a little talk.
Who are you? What's this all about?
He's sure a jerk, that man of yours. What do you say, eh, Johnny? A bum ought to stay where he belongs with this fantastic hunk of tail in the house.
But he's outside somewhere looking for trouble.
A man with bread and without teeth, or else he got 'em and don't know how to use 'em well.
If you don't mind too much, would you explain what you want of me?
Simple, lady. We've about had it with your boyfriend. Now, you tell him to drop it, or bad things might start happening to your boyfriend, or to you, too. Never mind his own business. You got that? A lot of chicken thieves up in the mountains. Tell him to catch them.
We wouldn't want him not to work for his monthly paycheck.
Tell whoever your boss is that if he expects that out of someone like me, well, he can go to hell.
Hey, listen to her, getting a little touchy, eh?
Yeah, real Siciliana, huh? Breathing fire. Yeah, he's a lucky man, isn't he? He'd be real upset if something happened to you. Better talk to him. Convince him. A woman can always make a man do what she wants to.
You're just a bunch of pigs.
Forget it, Tori. Our orders were to warn her, that's all. We better be getting out.
And a shame. I really wouldn't have minded a little piece of this, just a snack. You better answer it. But be careful about it.
Pronto?
Rosanna? Rosanna, what's the matter?
Nothing. I'm just tired.
Where are you?
The Banco di Sicilia in Castelvetrano.
Marchesi had a safe deposit box here, and inside it is all the proof against Scalise I need.
That's marvelous, but
I'm going to San Vito. Better have a few words with Nunziata. She'll be happy about it.
Oh, by the way, tomorrow morning I have to run up to Palermo. You feel like coming along? Should be fun.
yes, that would be fine, dear.
What's the matter? You don't sound happy.
I'm delighted.
Oh, well, fine then. See you tomorrow morning, huh? Ciao.
Today.
Yeah, what is it?
Nothing. Just that I worry about us.
Well, you can quit your worrying. We're in the clear now. Good night, darling.
What are you doing?
He found out everything, that bastard. I'm just making sure I get a little of my own back.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention please. I propose a toast to our great and honored family and to our beloved Don Peppino. I wish him, and all of you here, another 100 years of happiness.
Don Peppino, we all know you're a man of few words, but let us hear some of them.
I thank you all. To your good health.
Happy birthday, Don Peppino.
Grazie.
Thanks.
Inspector Lamanna! What a nice little butt Rosanna's got. Hey, Inspector Lamanna! She sure knows how to kiss, that Rosanna. And she sure knows how to do it. Doesn't she, Inspector? Isn't it great the way she just comes and comes and comes? Too bad she croaked, huh?
Bastards! Just come out! Come out where I can see you! Come on!
Inspector, you're through breaking our balls.
Oh? Be right back. You wanted to say something to me?
Giuseppe Scalise?
That's right.
In the name of the law, you're under arrest.
I'm afraid you've made some mistake.
No. There's been no mistake. No mistake, Don Peppino Scalise. None at all. Police car's outside.